Well, hello, how you doing? Thanks for stopping in. I'm gonna give you some good tips on how to make YouTube videos, and then also can send these videos all over social media. I'm thinking primarily of YouTube videos that you're gonna make with just a smartphone. How many people do that? Type in the comments if you make your videos, and I'm not talking about TikToks. If you do something a little more elaborate than just turn your phone on selfie and talk into the phone mic, well, then you know how to do that. If you plan on doing something a little more elaborate than that, I have some good tips to, and I also want to find out what works and what doesn't work from you guys. Now, I've made over 600 videos on YouTube. I deleted a lot of them and unlisted quite a few, but I have attempted to make them, and I've made them all on a smartphone. Made them all on a smartphone. It's the only device I use, and the reason I use it, I mean, I've got all the other stuff. I got a computer, I got a PC, got a good microphone system in there. I have all that. But it's something about the ease of using the phone. As I can manage my account from my phone. And so, I mean, in terms of that, I'm pretty happy with the phone. I think you can do anything. But the biggest issue you're going to have is audio. You may have heard my audio. It's a little difficult to get your audio as crisp as you want. It's hard to get your audio as tight as you want it on a phone, but it is possible. And we're going to talk about some things that will help you in that department. But also, we want to talk about how you can make your own animations or pictures. How you get your graphics. You don't want to just screenshot everything, and believe me, you can't do everything with your own camera. Nobody's that good with a camera. You're going to have to get visual elements all over the place. And I want to show you some little tricks how you can use the keyboard on your phone to make a lot of cool things. The first thing you want to do to make your own AI factory, I call it, get yourself a black screen. You can get that easy, but screenshot that, get that on your video editor where you can retrieve it. Whether black or white, and a solid color screen of any color you want, but black and white are very helpful. Those are going to help you with your thumbnails, if nothing else. And so basically, depends on what kind of video you're going to make. Now, like I said, if you're just talking into the camera, you don't have to worry about any of this stuff, really. All you got to do is just talk, roll some B-roll. That's easy, and I'm sure you know how to do it. It's easy, and I'm sure you know how to do it. So am I talking to beginners? Yes, let's do that first. I think really, if you have a smartphone and you see your buddy makes TikToks and you just tire of that, you want to go to the next level and make a long form video that's actually kind of good. Like I said, I've made over 600. Some of them are watchable. But the good news is most of you are way ahead of where I was when I started, and probably where I'm at now with making 600 bad videos. And I say bad because they could have been a whole lot better. If I had known some of these things I'm going to show you, they would have been a lot better. So I want to help you make a good video. And to be honest with you, I want to talk about the keyboard because there are a lot of tricks there. And we're just going to do that in a little bit. But the keyboard, don't forget that, the keyboard can be your best friend. And you would not think, I mean, it would amaze you at all the things you can do taking things on your keyboard. Like, for example, on your black screen, let's say you want to make a Twilight Zone kind of a thumbnail, something that's spacey. Get your black screen, hit the period, and get it a little big so you can see it. Now that's white, and you can put that on your on my editing app. You can turn that into like a overall animation, and it'll make the stars. And you put your little cutout, and that's another thing we're going to talk about is have millions of cutouts. Get you a bank of cutouts, and I'm going to show you how you can collect those and how they can really help your videos if you know how to use them. We'll talk about some things about, little tricks about a cutout, things like making sure you get the opacity right, tweaking things like that, but that'll be up to you and more of a personal taste kind of thing. But you can make a lot of things happen on your keyboard using that, stretching it out and changing the shapes, using your things on your computer that'll make those little periods turn into all kind of things. Parentheses I had a cutout that had a rough neckline, so I made scarves out of them with parentheses. I could show you how to do that. It's really easy. When you're doing things like that, you want to get good at basically become almost like your own Photoshop. You want to be critical and make sure things look good texture-wise. And so, but we'll talk about that as well. But primarily in this video, I wanted to talk to you because I know you want to do well, and I've listened to a lot of people watch small channels to see how they sound. A lot of them have pretty good audio, but some of them could be improved. And audio is way more than just having, where they can hear you. There's so much more. And if you don't have A+ audio, that's how you're going to rank. If your videos can sound better or as good as the big boys, pretty soon you will be big too. So getting the audio right on a phone is you can probably just talk into the phone mic if you just don't want to spend 5 cents. And sometimes that works. It depends on what kind of video you're going to make. I'm talking to somebody make basically any kind of video he wants to make. Something that has as good as anybody makes. You can make it on the phone, and I am telling you can. I know you can visually, but a lot of people say that the phone audio doesn't quite measure. You may notice that, and part of it is me. I am not the best at talking into a microphone. And if you don't learn to pace it, you're going to get little compression pops. You want to avoid that. I mean, to me, that's my biggest issue. And a lot of that's because of some dental work I did years ago. My tongue happens to touch. You just did it. My tongue will make those sounds. I have to work really hard to avoid it. So that just goes back to making you better at speaking and all that. But you'll do what you can. But most people have a problem with amplification, being heard. And that's an issue for the beginner. So how do you make sure you're heard? Buy yourself a plug-in mic. You can get them that can clip on your neck. They're not expensive. I had one time. I think I paid $30. I paid $100. And I actually kind of liked them. But I went to a plug-in mic. What I have is a little different. I can show you a picture of it. But this thing cost me about $100, I think. It might have been less. And I've used it for 2 years. I like it. You can plug it right into your phone. I actually arranged a little spit guard for mine. It didn't come with that. But I think the biggest problem is learn how to give your video good, clean audio and, kind of holding the mic right. You'll have to just play with that. For me, it's about 45-degree angle, and it's, I don't want to get right up to it like that. Just maybe 10, 12 inches. You'll just have to play with what gives you the clarity and the, make sure they can hear you. But once you've recorded it well, there's a current trend to have quiet videos. You'll listen to a lot of videos where you hear the guy speaking and there's nothing else. That's good. That takes a lot of work, and you can edit the audio on the computer way better than you can on these phone editors. I will hope I didn't lose it. I'll show you the one I use, and you might and right now I wanted to take a minute to show you the entire sum up the workflow, the things I do. And then I want you to understand that all these things are designed to make your job easier. Is that instead of when you download your voice editor, I use KineMaster. And it's okay, but I tested it. And when I speak into like if I just turn on my app, plug the mic in and start doing, it's not as clear, not as clean, not as much fidelity. But you can edit it and you can do a lot. You can almost anything. It's got voice, pitch. You can definitely make it sound good. You got tons of sound effects. I like sound effects, as you may have noticed. But if you don't want that, or you just want a good clean sound, get a good mic, get the best you can afford. Make sure you can plug it into your phone. If you get an iPhone, I think you can still get the kind that'll do it. Just don't plug it in. So a phone is a phone is a phone. You can make any kind of video you want with a phone, I guarantee you. But my purpose of this video was to basically try to get everybody on the same page with audio. I think small channels that's your ticket. If you can get it to sound better than the pros, your videos will get attention. So let's work on that. But what I wanted to show you what I do is I went and downloaded a voice recorder. I'll show you the one I use. I like it. You can record on that, and you can send that to your video editor. There's all kinds of ways you can do that. But it does make it much clearer because it's a WAV file most of the time. Or they might, you're sending them away, but my editor sometimes turns it into MP3. But it's still better. It sounds clear. I've tested it, and you may have a better video app. I found there's a big difference. So get you an outside video voice recorder, and the beauty of that is you get all the files, and I can just access them and pop them in my videos. So I've got a bank of sounds, all my videos I've ever done are saved on audio file only, and I can do that video in a different way. I didn't like the video, maybe I could just punch it in and redo the pictures. So the workflow is get you a microphone, have an independent voice recorder. That gives you a file, and all these things are great because it doesn't use your phone data. A little bit it does, but and now you can send all your video files and to your recorder and start working on your videos. But to make it sound good, after you've done the best you can with a microphone, there's still some work you can do, and everybody that's ever published, I know they do it. You spend a lot of time trying to make it sound right, get all the little noises out. Well, they can't get all those out on the phone. You gotta record clean, as you can. But there are some tricks, and I'll show you those on this video right here.